Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to try and walk through you how to set up a brand new server. So if you're interested in starting a little community and you're new to Discord, this should hopefully point you in a direction of how to at least start your server. So when you first open up Discord, I've just logged in and this is what you see. So you close down the watch new part and you're instantly in your activity section. I'm already very active on Discord, as you can see. So if you scroll all the way down, this left bar here, underneath the word Discord on the top left, scroll all the way down until you see this add server. Now, if you're brand new to Discord, you may only see these two here, the search discovery and the add Discord. They may be right at the top where these two servers are. So what you do is go down to add a server. You click on add a server. So you can either join a server here, so if you've got a friend or if you've got an instant invite from someone, you can click join a server there. Or for this situation, we're going to create a brand new server. So we create a server and next we got to name it. So I'm just going to name this WT1 121 test for the, well actually WT1 YouTube, as this is obviously what it's going to be like. And at the side here, you can see the icon here. You got at the moment it's WY for W and YouTube. So you can change the icon there if you really want to, which will open up what you've currently got. Let's close that down. So if you've already got an icon which is a minimum size of 128 by 128, you can add it there now. Don't need to worry about it. You can do it later on, but it needs to be 128 by 128. Server region. So we click change on there. You can pick where you want it to be. So normally what's best is wherever is closest. Western Europe is closest for me, hence why it's down as default, as I am in the UK. Once you've done, you can see the community guidelines down there. You can click that and read them if you really want to, but by creating, you agree to the community guidelines. So I do suggest that you read them. But for now, we're just going to hit create. And there we go. So you can invite friends here if you really want to. I'm just going to close them down now. And you will now see that you are instantly connected to the voice channel. You get one text channel and one voice channel by default. Just disconnect. I hope that wasn't playing up too much actually with the audio. So I'll repeat that. When you join, you get the text channel, general, voice channel, general. I know sometimes you can play up with the mic, and your server will instantly be right at the very top, regardless what the server. You can re-alter these by literally grabbing hold of them and joining, dragging down. So just a few of my servers here. Yeah, this one's my main server, whilst only one's community. Down there, I've also got like these bookmark servers as well, which you can if you create if you really want to. But nevertheless, at the very top here, you've got your server name, and on the right, you've got the little down arrow. You can click that for your server settings, create a channel, create a category, and notification settings and everything. So this is where we're mainly going to be using. Alternatively, you can go over to the icon on the left. You can right click and get all the same information there. And this is where you can mute channels and hide muted channels and stuff like that. So, for example, if I right click my server, I can go boom, server mute, and I'll never get a notification from my own server. But obviously I don't want to do that. So here we go straight away. So we've got at the top here text channels. Text channels, list is a category. When it's got this little down arrow like so, and across the top, I'll maybe try and zoom in and post on the right. And then you've got hashtag general. Hashtag general means like when you here, you can literally go hashtag general, and as you can see, it's there. When you type that in chat, it'll instantly go on there and it'll be blue. I'll show you later on. So this is a message that people will normally see when they first enter. If nothing is typed in the room, they'll see this. On the far right hand side, online users, you've got your name, So at the moment I'm running one's unboxing with the little crown on the right which says I am a server owner. Everyone in here will see this little crown. So when you're in a server and you see that crown, or if you create a server, that'll be there. Green light means I'm online. You can change your online status down the bottom. We'll get into that maybe on another video. So text channels. What we want to do is we want to create a new text channel. This is how you do it. You can either click this plus arrow there and it'll bring it up. Let's just cancel that. As I showed you earlier, press that down arrow, create a text channel, bring up the same thing, or just anywhere blank on the left hand side, right click and create a text channel. So here we go. Let's name this one rules, because every server should have a rules. Now with text channels you can't have capital letters. So if I put, see, I just tried putting a capital R there. Caps lock is on right now. Delete that R. You can't have capital letters with the text channels, but voice channels, bizarrely, you can, as you can see there. But let's go back to text channels, because that's what we're doing. What you do then is you hit create channel, and straight away at the very top there is your rules channel, and that is what we basically want. You can then drag that down into text channels if you really want it. You could drag it up, do whatever you want to do. So to create a new category, it's the same thing. You right click, and you can also do the down arrow and everything. So right click and create a category. Now we'll just name this info for this video. You can put capital letters in there and it automatically instantly goes all capitals. Again, you can drag this wherever you want to, up, down, whatever. So you see info there. And then if you really wanted to, you can put rules in the info. Personally, I don't like this. I like to put it at the top. The reason being, because people can collapse these channels. If I go up to the rules channel, I've collapsed the text channel here, open it up, see that the general disappears. Now in here you type in whatever rules you want to. You don't have to have a rules channel, that was just set as an example. Now let's get into roles. Roles is a very important thing with Discord. Basically what it says is who can do what. So I will go in it, I'll go a little bit into it, but I won't go fully into it. So you can click that down arrow, server settings, or you can go over to your server on the left hand side, right click, server settings, and then go to roles, or alternatively overview. So if you just click server settings up there, you'll get to this. On the left hand side you'll have roles. This here is basically all information, preset information. If you've got a voice channel that is designated for AFK so no one can talk in it or whatever, you can click this down arrow, and as I only have one voice channel, I've only got that one option. You can set that, and you can set a timeout which will basically automatically move someone to the AFK channel if they haven't talked. Everyone that isn't an administrators it doesn't touch. We'll go into that now in a second on roles. You've got some other settings down here you can change if you really want to, and then you've got save and reset. Let's just reset it back to the way it was. Systems message channel. This is a channel we send a system message to. These can be turned off at any time. So if you've got any system settings, you can system messages, you can go on it. So in other words, set a room code announcements or something like that. Send random messages to the server, send a message when someone boosts the server. So what people normally do is they'll type in a room called new members, and they'll have this here go to new members. And obviously the server boost is something completely new, which is in the last sort of like month or so has been this called server boost, which you can see here, the server boost status. We won't go into that in this video though. So right, as I was explaining, roles is a very important thing. So we go to roles here, and at the moment there's only one role, which is at everyone. Now, at everyone is anyone who joins the server, they instantly get at everyone. There is ways to change it up to somewhere else, but at everyone is always at the bottom, so everyone is everyone basically. What I suggest you do is create a new role for yourself. You can have it whatever you want. At the very top here, you can see I've just highlighted a new role. We're going to delete that and we're going to call it admin. Post it any color you want. I tend to like have it red. That's not quite a red, but we'll use that as an example. You've got a default color, which will put it back to gray, or you've got a custom color here. So if you know the hex code, you can add it there, or you can literally choose a color using the drag wheel and have whatever. So this full-on hex colors will work in here. We've also got this drag to change the colors as well down here, and obviously, so we're gonna have red. Now this is for you, so we want it all to be for you. Display role members separately from any other members. I like to take this on, and I'll show you in a minute what that actually means. Allow anyone to mention this role. So if you want people to mention you, basically what that means is this is at everyone. That will create a at admin basically, so anyone can use the at admin. We want everything turned on. Administrator definitely. Now be very careful what roles you give this to. I normally suggest only admins to give it, because this will, as it says here, bypass any specific channel permissions, and this can be dangerous and everything. What that will allow it to do is also to access some of the areas in here. View audit logs, you want that on. Audit logs is here. I'll quickly show you that in a minute, hopefully if I remember. Manage server, that basically means to get into here and to create channels and everything. Manage roles, that's to get into this section, the role section. You can only, with this section on, say you had a few different staff members. So you had, I don't know, you had basic staff, you had moderators, you had admin, and you had yourself. So there's 4 roles there. If everyone had manage roles on, but not administrator, what that will allow them to do is they can add and remove roles from people below them. They cannot give themselves a higher role or anyone higher role than they currently are. In fact, they can't even give everyone the current role they're at. They can only give them below. So if you had like, I have seen some servers with literally 50 roles. It's ridiculous. I don't understand it. So you want manage roles on, you want manage channels on. That basically, as it says here, permission to create new channels, edit or delete existing ones. Again, can be quite dangerous, so you only want to give it to trusted people. To kick members, to ban members, again, that could be quite dangerous. Create instant invites, everyone generally has that. What that basically means is you can create an instant invite, and it'll give you a link to share on social media, and anyone who clicks that link will have a direct link to your server, which is very powerful if you want to make it public and want anyone else to give you it. Members with this permission can change their own nickname. So for example, I'm Welsh21 unboxing on here. If I really wanted to, I can just change that to Welsh21, or I can change it to Bob if I really wanted to. That's what this permission will allow you to do. Again, can be quite interesting what some people have. Manage nicknames, so this means that you can manage other people's nicknames. So if you see a nickname that someone doesn't like something very rude, and instead of kicking them or banning them or whatever, you can just change it back to default or whatever you want to change it to. That is completely possible. Manage emojis, so you can, there's an emoji section here, you can add emojis to the server. Manage webhooks. I've never actually used webhooks, and I'm not 100% sure what they are, but admin is always nice to have that on. Like I said, everything here I have on. Read text and voice, send messages, send TTS, I believe that is voice messages, text to speak. Manage messages, so anyone with this can delete any messages in the thing, or they can also pin messages, which is always good. They can put embedded links, attach files, read message history. Now this one is a bit strange to me. Basically, anyone with this permission can read previous messages that has been posted in the server, but without it, they can only view messages from after the point that they're in the room. So they're in the room and then someone posts a message, they can view it, but they can't view anyone's messages since before they join. Bizarre, I don't understand why anyone wouldn't want that, but there is reasons. Mention everyone, so this means they can mention at everyone. It depends what you want, and there's also an at here. So at everyone is everyone on the server. At here is everyone who's online that's on the server at that particular time. Use external emojis, so you can post in links to external emojis in there. Add reactions, I'll show you what they are in a minute. And now voice permissions, connect, which connect to the voice channel. They can speak in the voice channel. Mute other members, you want that. Deafen other members, that means turn their, so mute means turn their microphone off. Deafen means turn the speakers off so they can't hear you or any other members. Move members between voice rooms, so if you're in an AFK room and someone's been annoying, you can move them to, you can drag them to another room. Use voice activity, members must use push to talk in this channel if this permission is disallowed. So basically you want that turned on, so as I'm talking to you right now, I'm not pushing a button. If you want to force them to push a button, turn that one off. Priority speaker, this is up to you. I don't like it. I never set this on for myself. So what that basically means is if someone's talking and you want to talk over them, well, with this priority speaker, you would instantly talk over them and it will quieten everyone else down. I don't like it, but yeah, I don't really know. Now go live, this is a brand new setting which is very recently been added. Members with this permission can stream into the server. Now live streaming is a new thing that they add to servers. I haven't really looked into it myself. I may do a separate video. If you want to see that, let me know. I'll look into live streaming and how it all works. As you know, I've done live streaming to YouTube and Twitch, but I've never done it to Discord. Once you're all satisfied with all the settings that you want, you can click save. Now, I advise you make another one. I'm just going to name this new role, and this is all default settings. You can again display separately from everyone else if you really want to. Most of the time you do. You can allow anyone to mention this role if you want to, but this is going to be like a member role. So don't give them administrator, don't give them any of these settings. Just leave it all as default on the general permissions. Don't allow them to kick, don't allow them to ban, allow them to create instant invites, that's up to you. Again, you can allow them to change their nicknames. I wouldn't allow them to change anyone else's nicknames. Definitely don't allow them to manage anything. Allow them to read text messages, so they can see any text messages channels which are read, and they can also see who's in voice channels, and obviously all the others, as I've already explained just now. Just leave it as default, and what that would basically do is it's exactly the same as that everyone, but there's a reason as to why I create another one, and I'll show you now. Click the X, that'll take you back in here. Now, as for those reasonings, let's go into the rules channel. See this little cog? Click edit channel. Now, when you're in here, you've got like the rules, you've got a channel topic, and you can also set a slow mode. So obviously in rules you don't want it, but if you get like people spamming, you can set how often they can send messages to the channel by 5, 10, 15, 30 seconds, and it goes up in minutes and then hours. I have it set to 0 most of the time. Not safe for work. Now, if your server for whatever reason has adult content, tick that on for that room. But generally I don't really have adult content on my server, so I keep that turned off. Now the reasoning, we're going into permissions now, why we set up all those different roles is for this room right by here. So we are using the rules channel here as an example. Now, this will be everyone's abilities within that role. So this is at everyone, within that room, sorry. So create an instant invite, yeah, all right, let's allow everyone to create an instant invite. Manage channels, nope, we don't want to allow everyone to manage channels. Although they will not be able to even if you've done that, because the role itself will counteract. So even creating instant invites, you can set it like that. Because their role is set for create instant invites, they will be able to do it unless you clicked these X's. So keeping it like this with the line, it is whatever the role is set to. Ticking it means yes, guaranteed you will be able to do that there. Clicking the X means guaranteed they will not be able to do it on A regardless what the role says. So you can click that because we know everyone is like that, or you can click the X if you really want to. Manage permissions, we don't want to allow them. You could have left it like that. We don't want. I just like doing it like this. Now text message permissions, we want to allow them to read messages but disallow sending messages, sending voice messages, text to speak. We don't want to allow them to manage messages, although they couldn't manage messages. This is just what I like to do. Disable these. Now read message history. Definitely tick that. That would mean normally when you've got rules, you have a rule and it's there for months on end. But allow them to read message history. They can't type anyone in anyway, so I like to just click XX. Now add reactions. This is perfectly up to you. You can disallow it or you can allow it. By default, I think we set everyone to allow. What that basically means is, I'll show you in a minute, they can add a reaction. So we got all the settings here. All we're allowing them to do is create an instant invite. We're allowing them to read the messages, read the message histories, and add reactions. In fact, I'll click tick to that. We will save that. So that is everyone. Now, here is where it comes into handiness. Click that plus arrow. Next to roles and members is a little plus circle, sorry. Click that and drops down all your roles. So you can add it per member if you really want to. At the moment, I'm the only member. At everyone has already been done, but we've got a new role, which we just created, and we've got admin. Now, personally, you only need to do admin here. What this will allow you to do is you're creating settings for you or any other admin, and you got to do this for every role. So if I really wanted to, I can do new role as well. There, if say that was moderators, you can allow moderators to do certain things, whereas the at everyone different to the at everyone. So if you really want to allow moderators to send messages, you can do that. Obviously, that was on the at everyone, so you can send messages, you can read messages, but you don't want them to do the rest of it like so. Obviously allow message history. You can allow them to mention people if they're going to be able to send messages. Use external links now. We'll allow them to also use reactions, create instant invites, manage the channel, so they can really delete the channel if you really wanted to. But now we'll say that to a no for a moderator. This is just an example, like I said. But yeah, manage permissions. That's pure and utter example. Hit save changes, go to admin. So this is for you. You want to basically go all the way down. You can set the settings as you want, and there we are. Save changes, and we go back. So now, as you are the admin, in fact, that's the other thing. Because you're the administrator, the roles don't really make any sense. But to add roles to someone else, and actually no, we'll go back to this. Well, I'll do that in a minute. So at the moment, you got your rules. So rules, and then shift. Now to go onto a new line like I just done now, you hold shift and hit enter. Hit that follow button. Why not? 2, don't spam. Right, so there we go. We got our rules here. Hit that follow button and don't spam. Then all you have to do is hit the enter button And there we go, there is your post. Now, if you are likely to post a lot of things in this room and you want to keep, say, the rules always on display, say you had 100 messages and it's like, well, where's the rules? You can pin this post, and I'll show you what pinning is now. So on the post here, I don't know how hard it is to see, but on the right hand side, you got these 3 little lines. I'll try and zoom in and post afterwards. Click those 3 lines. Now at the top, you got pin. You can also edit this post. You can copy the post ID, copy the post link, or you can fully delete it. So we want to pin this post. And it'll say, are you sure you want to pin this? Oh yeah, pin it. There you go. It's come up now saying that I have pinned this post. Now, once you've got like 100 messages, I'm just going to spam a load of messages. So as you can see, it's going up. Say we had a load more and we couldn't see this. The very top right hand side of the screen, underneath, apparently I'm in streamer mode for whatever reason, underneath the purple bar we got this little pin here, which is your pin messages. Everyone can click this. Click that, you got pin messages there. You can have as many pin messages in there as you want and it will end up with a scroll wheel. All they have to do is they have to hit that jump and boom, highlights, there is the rules. Any channel is the same, any important information, pin it. Always make sure you pin it. Now that I've got that, as I showed you earlier, you can also delete posts by clicking the 3 dots and hitting delete. It'll say, are you sure you want to delete? Yes, delete. You could do that all the way down. And you can also do the same thing for edit. So click the 3 dots, edit. And then, alright, we didn't want to say DF, we want to say that, a big massive spam like that instead. There we go. It's now been edited and it says it's been edited today at 3:53. So when you highlight that, it tells you when you've been edited. Now, the reactions that I mentioned earlier. What that means is someone can add a reaction here. So on the right hand side, you've got the 3 dots, but next to it, you've got this weird smiley face with a plus. That basically means reactions. Click that, and then you can have any reaction you want. So I'm going to poke that face, which shows up below it. Next to it then, once one has been added, you can add in more. So we want an OK hand. There we go. Don't know why those other reactions are there. People can add them on here if they've got that permission which said add reactions. Remember I said I'll show you earlier what that means? But that's what it means. Now, I hear you asking, but Tony, you made all those roles. How do you add them to people? Go up to the online list at the very right. You see at the moment, I'm the only one online. Click the name. Oh, there's no roles on here. Below it, there's a plus. You can hit that plus, and it drops down the list of all the roles which you can add to them. Alternatively, you can right click, and you've got roles there, which again does a drop down list of roles that are currently on here. So let's just do it this way. Right, I want to make myself an admin. Boom, there we are. My color has now changed, and at the very top now, it says admin 1. So that the 1 means there's 1 person online. Depending on how many people are online, that's what that'll change. Now, if I didn't do that, as you've seen just now, it says at everyone online. So this is the at everyone. So if you had 50 people, it would say online 50, and then there's also an offline list as well. So we want to give myself back admin to change the color, but the color hasn't changed there. But if I type a new message in another room, so we'll go to general, if someone else had typed, it will show up. There we are. I'm now showing up as red. So that is how you do that. I'm just trying to think of any other settings to do. So yeah, categories. You can drag that into a category. Now it says here, would you like to sync the rules with the info category? Now we want to keep current settings because we don't want that to happen. Let's drag it out. I've just done that as an example. Now categories and rooms have categories and channels, sorry, my mind just blanked then a little bit. Categories and channels have permissions. Now, I already showed you how to set permission per room, but what if you had 50 rooms that you wanted to go under one category and you wanted them all to have the same rules? Well, that's simple enough to do. You go to the category, you right click it, and you click Edit Category. Click the Edit Category and oh look, something familiar. Overview, the category name. Permissions, exactly the same as what I showed you for the channel. You click the this button here to add in a new area. So there we are, admin has now been added. We want to add in new role. We want admin to be able to, I don't know, I'm just doing this randomly. Click a few of them, but we don't want everyone to be able to, I don't know, manage messages, create channels, or create invites. So there we are, all the roles are now set there as we want. Obviously you've got other ones down the bottom which you could have done. Just make sure you save them, close that down. Now we know now that the text channels, so obviously we'll go back in here, just make sure permissions, text channels category all has the permissions set. But inside at the moment, the general channel, go to permissions. See, it is currently synced with it. So as you see at the top there, it's synced with. Any channel that's in it that's synced with it will automatically sync. Now we know that rules, because we've already changed it, doesn't have the same roles. So it's all over the shot. If you really wanted to add in to the text, it asks you, do you want to sync? What this basically means is, at the moment, your rules are set to a certain set, but you can sync it to be exactly the same as the text channel. So you hit sync permissions to do that. Or if you don't want to allow that, you keep current permissions. So let's hit sync. I'll show you what happens. Boom, it's in the text channels. And now we go to edit permissions. Oh, look, they've all changed. They've all synced with the text channels. So, right, we want to change this up a bit more again, just randomly. Save permissions. Oh, hang on a minute. We're in a category, but it is different to the text channels. It's asking you at the top now. It's giving you a little warning saying about that, and do you want to sync it to it? Now, this is handy if you've got, like, I don't know, there's some servers that I'm on that have got certain rooms that, say like general, above it they'll have a sort of like rules for general. It's just an example. Now they want everyone to read it, but they don't want everyone to be able to type in it. So they'll turn off send messages, send TTS in that, so people can still read all the rules for that channel, but then they can't actually type in it, and they can go to the one below it and type in it. I've seen some servers which literally have 20 channels per category. Here's a category of voice channels as well. So if you go to edit category, permissions, and at the top you have all your sort of like text channel permissions. And then at the bottom then you've got voice permissions. A category isn't set per voice or per text. It is for both. So if I really wanted to, I could have that, the general voice, and it asks me, do I want to sync it with the one above it? I'm just going to keep keep the permissions the way they were. And we've got voice right below the general rules, disconnect. Now, if you really wanted to, you can then delete this. So you right click, and you can delete that category full on out. Are you sure you want to delete this? Yes, we want to delete this. There we go. It's fully done. Now, I'm not entirely sure what else I can tell you. You can just repeat these steps 100 times over. With the rules as well, you can, the roles I mean, you can create many roles, however many you want. There is ways with bots to basically show just the rules channel. You do that with permissions, but then when you come on, they will just be like right at the very top here. There'll just be rules, and you won't see any of the other rooms or categories below it. There is a way with a bot for you to like punch in a command, say, right, here is the rules. Do you agree? And you tell them then to punch in exclamation mark, agree, or whatever it is you want, hit enter, and then the bot will automatically give a role to someone else so they can view the entire lot. If you want me to show you how to do that, let me know. But for now, this is Welsh21. I've just shown you a brief overview. Hopefully you understood what I was on about of how to set up a Discord server. Any questions or any confusions, please let me know. I may revisit this video. Anything you want me to have another look at, maybe like I just said, showing you how to set up a bot to make them enter a command in, please let me know and I will show you that. But for now, this is Welsh21. I'm signing out and have a nice day. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button. There's many other different how-to guides and unboxing videos on my channel. Don't forget to watch them if you want to. But for now, it's a Welsh21. I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao for now all.